A man relentless in his pursuit of anybody that crosses him is Hacksaw Duggan, probably the most colorful and most independent and the wildest of the Rat Pack. And I interviewed Hacksaw Duggan and asked him about a match recently in Houston, and these were his comments.
As a member of the Rat Pack, proud member of the Rat Pack, excuse me, in a lot of ways you've also maintained an identity of your own and an independence of your own. On February the 9th, right here on Mid-South Wrestling, Andre the Giant, the 8th wonder of the world, and Mr. USA Tony Atlas teamed up to wrestle DiBiase and Borne for the Mid-South tag titles. You came to their aid, and at the same time, Kamala and Akbar came involved, and Kamala attacked viciously Andre the Giant right here. When we interviewed the victorious, and I put that in quotes and tongue-in-cheek, team with you on the scene, the Rat Pack, on the 16th of February, you seemed to get very concerned with DiBiase that maybe he had enlisted Skandar Akbar to bring Kamala in on Andre the Giant, and you seem to want the Rat Pack to maintain an identity and an independence and not be associated with Akbar and his foreign oil holdings and his former association with the Iranian Iron Sheik. And then yet on the 25th of February in Houston, Texas, when Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, was against Kamala, the man that came and caused Mr. USA Tony Atlas to lose that match was you. Now, what is your involvement with Skandar Akbar?
Well, first, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I don't put my nose in anybody else's business. What Andre the Giant and the Ugandan Warrior had going, that's between them. What me and Tony Atlas have going, that's between us. One thing is for sure, though, for personal reasons that I don't need to go into right now, for personal reasons, I don't have nothing to do with Skandar Akbar or anybody else from that part of the country or part of the world. There's very personal reasons to go deep set in my family for this. Now, I go out and this match that you're talking about, I had my job, my responsibility is to take care of my business, and my business is Tony Atlas. Now, I don't care if it was Akbar or whoever it was in the ring. I was going after Atlas. He's the man that I wanted.
Well, we'll watch the closing moments of that grueling match, the 25th of February in Houston, Texas, where Atlas was against Kamala, and you entering the ring, which caused Atlas to lose the bout. This is the closing final moments of it, and would you narrate that?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at this myself. As you can see here, that's Mr. Big Guns, Tony Atlas, as I like to call him, start laying in some big right hands on the warrior there. But as you can see, big arms don't always have the right effect on a strong man. You got to know where to place them punches. There's a couple good blows, but that warrior, the creature that he is, he keeps coming back, and coming. Well, I dropped him there, one knee, of course. With arms like that, he should be able to. A big headbutt, I know how that is myself. I've found a few stitches there. But as you can see there, he's very acrobatical, getting up in the air, jumping around, but still no effect on the warrior.
Well, right here must have been when you saw your opportunity when Jerry Usher
my opportunity is anytime I get in the ring with Tony Atlas. Just so happens right here, this seemed like an opportune time for me to come across. Look at that spear there. That's something I picked up from the old NFL days. I'm trying to take care of my business. And I'm trying to communicate with this man from overseas to control this warrior, to get a hold of somebody and get some business taken care of here. I'm trying to get him to at least look at Akbar, acknowledge his commander or whatever you call it. Trying to hold him up. Now I'm going to set and finish this job once and for all. It should have been happening a long time ago. And there's a fine example of what happens when you count on somebody from another part of the world. He can't even control his old man. Kamala's days. Atlas, after my running into Kamala, is taking advantage of me.
Atlas, in essence, is whipping both of you right here.
He's taking advantage of me. It's no credit to Atlas. I was dazed from running into that warrior that the Akbar is supposed to take care of. Atlas is taking advantage of that situation. That's all that is.
Well, it's a credit to Tony Atlas that he's even able to continue this battle because of you getting him from behind. But right now, he seems to be really trying to gather himself together to take care of Kamala. And again, Jerry Usher, who was stunned, getting up and getting back in the way. It's just too much outside interference.
Well, yeah, you might call it a credit, but as you can see, the credit doesn't seem to pay off here, as Tony Atlas is laying helpless on the ropes. He's beat to a pulp right now. Now, if Akbar can control that giant, he'd put him on his back and pin him and finish him 1, 2, 3. But no, he doesn't have no control over him at all. As you can see, I'm still dazed from running into that big man in the first place. Akbar doesn't know what he's doing. He has no control of this person.
Well, the awesome Kamala, it seems almost impossible to put him down, and yet Tony Atlas finally does. And there you are again trying to come back into the picture. And Atlas catches you and slams you off the top ring rope.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, how about those tactics? Where you see the referee, nobody's doing anything about that. Atlas, that's a tight man he is, choking,
and again,
chopping on somebody.
385 pounds catches him from behind, and you run for cover, and the referee...
I don't know if I'd call that running for cover. I may say I left the scene, but I wouldn't use the words running for cover. And as you can see, what I attempted to do seemed to have paid off very well, because
looks like Kamala may be ready to go after you because of that spear.
Let me tell you, there's an example right there, that turban or whatever you want to call him, running around outside the ring. He can't control that man at all.
And Jerry Usher going to what was then the official count in Houston, a 20 count on the floor that counts Tony Atlas out of the ring. That count has now been reduced, as in all Mid-South arenas, to a 10 count, but Kamala, uncontrollable savage, sensing the victory, not knowing almost who he has the victory against. You, a member of the Rat Pack, or against
he has no victory over the Rat Pack. Let me tell you that right now.
One thing that bothers me, Hacksaw Duggan, if Atlas is your business wherever he goes, Chavo Guerrero has upset you here on TV.
Yeah, Chavo Guerrero, he's in under my skin a little well too. But as you know, Chavo Guerrero is not nearly half the man that this Kamala or this Atlas or anybody else is. He's a little teeny man that likes to fly around, and those kind of tactics don't work well against a big, strong person.
What are your comments about the newcomer that'll be here on Mid-South Wrestling next week, Hacksaw?
Yeah, you better, Hacksaw Bruce Reed. Let me tell you something, Bill Watts. Let me tell the people one thing. There's only one Hacksaw in Mid-South, and this Bruce Reed, he may have trouble making it to the arena. He may have trouble getting off the plane.
Well, there you see a victory, if you can call it a victory, by 3 men with an outside helper of the Rat Pack. And of course, for a man that says that he's not associated with Akbar, there's a little bit of stink in Denmark, I think. We'll be right back after these.
This is a non-title tag team event for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, at 270 pounds from New York City, the Louisiana heavyweight champion, Hacksaw Duggan. And his partner at 242 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Matt Borne. In the blue corner, the brand new Mid-South Tag Team Champions. At 236 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Wrestling 2. And his partner at 238 pounds from Houston, Texas, Tiger Conway Jr.
Tag team match, a non-title match, but it's Hacksaw Duggan and Matt Borne going against the new Mid-South Tag Team title holders, Mr. Wrestling 2, who's in the ring now, and his partner on the outside, Tiger Conway Jr., and Super Destroyer come to the ring, Bill.
I see Super Destroyer sitting in a chair about 20 feet from the ring. And of course, this crowd is boiling. You could hear the crowd as 2 came in the ring. They started chanting 2, 2, 2. There you see Super Destroyer monitoring what's going on. Matt Borne in there with Mr. Wrestling 2, the legend. A man with a knee lift that he can pop you and put you away at any time. Look at Matt Borne, knows it. Matt Borne knows it, and Duggan tried to come in from the side, and Wrestling 2 just showed him how to keep his distance and stay out of the ring. Listen to that crowd. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. He and Tiger Conway just exploded the crowd in Houston, Texas on March the 11th as they beat DiBiase and Borne for the Mid-South Tag titles. It seemed like DiBiase and Borne just had their own names engraved and were locked in on those titles and would do anything to keep them because they always had another member of the Rat Pack. Or they even had the one-time Kamala who had a score to settle with Andre the Giant. And I think DiBiase was kind of put with a very pertinent question by Duggan as to whether or not he had arranged that, and DiBiase saw the look in Duggan's eye and denied it, but I'm not too sure. And there comes Hacksaw, the Louisiana champion, the man who has already said there's only room for one Hacksaw in Mid-South Wrestling, and either he or Hacksaw Reed will have to leave. We'll see. Hacksaw Reed will be here next week live on TV. Tiger Conway, that tremendous agility. Look at arm drag right into it. And he's got him in an arm bar, and Duggan is trying to move out of there. We got midgets next. Stay tuned. We got a great midget tag match coming up next for children of all ages, but this is for wrestling fans of all ages. This could be a main event anywhere. This is what I'm talking about on Mid-South Wrestling, the main events. Ted Bays, my good friend and the manager of Channel 34 in Oklahoma City, also has grown up around professional wrestling and all his travels to Philadelphia when he managed stations there in Texas, different places. And he said, without a doubt, Mid-South Wrestling has the best television matches he's ever seen. And coming from a man of his stature and a man I respect, I really take that as a compliment to Mid-South. Oh, Matt Borne trying to trip, and he's successful in tripping Wrestling 2 from outside the ring, and Duggan quick to attack. You got to remember, the Rat Pack is a well-oiled machine. You wonder what DiBiase is. We've checked the crowd. There's nobody in the gorilla suit or any other type of disguise, but they could have the Super Destroyer sitting out there to make 2 and Tiger Conway worry about him, and it's not beyond them to have DiBiase trying to sneak into someplace else. But Conway and 2 can only take it one man at a time, so to speak. They got the fight of their life on their hands right now, even though it's a non-title bout. It's very, very important to them right here on national TV. Matt Borne in there. He caught Tiger Conway with a reverse elbow, tags Duggan. Ferrara counting him out of the ring. Duggan to the attack. Duggan showing that raw, brute power as he snaps Tiger up and gives him a case of severe whiplash. Dropping him, going for the fall. But Tiger Conway shows the intestinal fortitude he's made of, and that his championship with Mr. Wrestling 2 is no fluke. He's a top-notch athlete. Comes from a wrestling family. His father, Tiger Conway, a great athlete in his day. Snap there by Matt Borne. Crowd standing in their seats. They're pulling for Tiger Conway. Matt Borne goes for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it was close, but Conway got out. Tag is made. Ferrara, the referee, saying one man at a time in, puts Duggan out. Inside cradle. Conway's got Duggan in trouble. Changes so fast that even I have a hard time keeping up with the Boyd.
Bill, you can never tell it's a non-title match. The way it's been going hammer and tong. How do they like you acting rough and rugged? You're seeing it right now on Mid-South.
Well, you know, if you can beat someone in a non-title match, you don't have to face them in a title match, Boyd. That's a good time to beat them. But the big thing, too, is pride, and right here on national TV where all the fans and promoters can see it. Tiger Conway showing that agility. He comes right on. Look at that man. Combination type attack. Tags in Wrestling 2, and Wrestling 2 is coming in like a one-man war. I can promise you that. He stays geared. He's at a low boil all the time. And he's popping that knee lift. And he just double leg dives and drives him into that turnbuckle. There's Hacksaw Duggan coming, and Tiger Conway firing in. All 4 men in there, and both men from both teams illegal in. Therefore, Rick Ferrara can't disqualify either team. And it's broken down into a battle there. And Tiger Conway falls out on the floor to the backside of the ring, and Wrestling 2 doesn't see he's fighting Hacksaw Duggan, and he catches Duggan with a knee lift. And Matt Borne drives a knee into Wrestling 2's back. Matt Borne's got Wrestling 2 hurting. Rick Ferrara telling Hacksaw Duggan to get out, and then he intercepts Tiger Conway, and then while the referee is out of the picture, there goes Duggan with a spear. But Wrestling 2 got out of the way, and Matt Borne is laid level. Knee lift by 2. Drop kick by Tiger Conway and Matt Borne. Matt Borne just got connected, his head almost taken off, and the tag champions win the match. And look at that crowd, boys.
They're going wild as Mr. Wrestling 2 and Tiger Conway Jr., the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, take the measure.
The cameras would continue to rolling during the commercial break, and one of the worst things I've ever seen happen during the commercial break, an argument between you and Matt Borne. Let's look at that now.